This week in the Real Review, we're featuring top value Australian wines. Every year, the Real Review publishes a list of our top value wines of the year. And what is a top value wine? A top value wine is one where the score and the price have a very good relationship. In other words, it's a moderately priced wine. Nothing is over $25. And the relationship between the price and the rating is very close. And here we have 4 white wines that are all top value wines. We have a 2022 Rewild Fiano, a 2021 Taran Roses Pinot Grigio, and 2 2022 Rieslings. This one's from the Clare Valley, Tim Adams. This one is from the Eden Valley, and it's Sons of Eden Freya. All deemed to be great value drinking wines. I'm Hugh and Hook, and you're watching The Real Review. So the wine I'm about to taste is Duxton Rewild Fiano 2022 vintage, and this comes from the Murray-Darling area of South Australia, and it is a product of a fairly new entrant into the wine business, which is Duxton Vineyards. And Duxton is part of a very large agricultural investment company. Let's try the wine. This is a variety that's having a lot of success in Australia at the moment, Fiano. I think it's an excellent variety for so many parts of our country. And as you'd expect, the wine is fresh, lively, crisp, and aromatic. For 2022, you'd expect it to have nice, exuberant, fresh fruit aromas, a bit of yeastiness, really fresh, young wine characters. Pear and dried flowers, a little musky character to it. Very nice. A touch of creamy lees character, I suspect. So let's have a taste. Very good. The wine is light-bodied, it's delicate, it's fresh, it's crisp, good acidity, not too sweet. It's a fruity wine rather than a sweet wine. The wine is dry and clean on the finish. That's the important thing. Pear-like flavours, a bit of creamy yeast character, probably a bit of lees character there. A touch of dried flowers and really quite agreeable flavours. Good balance, good drinkability. It's just what you'd want in a wine of that station. And my gosh, that's good value for $9.99. I'm not sure how they managed to do that, but it's a very good effort indeed. Now, the food that we've recommended with this is roast pork with pear and coriander salsa. The wine I'm about to taste is Taran Roses Pinot Grigio 2021 vintage from Victoria. In fact, Taran Roses is the company of Narelle King, and she sources grapes from all over central Victoria, so Heathcote, Strathbogie Ranges, King Valley, those sorts of places. So I suspect this is a blend of several of those regions. We're going to taste this wine. It's got the aromas of a ripe Gris style rather than a Grigio style to me. Those are spicy, and some red fruit characters like raspberry, red cherry, even a touch of vanilla. Really quite some strawberry and cherry characters that you might associate more with a Pinot Noir come through in a really ripe Pinot Gris style, and that's really quite interesting. I like that a lot. It's got a dried flowers and dried herbs characters as well. Let's have a taste. Very nice, very nice. Rose petals, something that springs to mind on both the nose and the palate of this wine. There's a tiny touch of sweetness in the middle, but it's basically a fuller-bodied style of Grigio. It's quite rich, long finish, big, powerful aftertaste due to the alcohol and the tannins. There's certainly a little bit of tannin grip there, which adds the backbone to the wine and will help it go with food. Good length. We've recommended to go with this wine, fish and chips. The wine I'm about to taste is Adams Riesling 2022 vintage from the Clare Valley. And it's one of our top value wines of the year for the Real Review. 2022 was a great vintage in the Clare Valley for Riesling. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. And the aroma is absolutely typical of the grape. It's floral, it's not too exuberant or intense, it's just subtle and absolutely typical of the variety. It's not been contrived with fancy yeast characters or anything. It's just dinky dye Riesling, Clare Valley Riesling character. Very nice. Dried herbs, dried flowers, not yeasty. It's just fresh and delicious. Let's have a taste. And the flavour, wow, intense, lime, lemon, lots of citrusy characters there. Crisp acidity, very lively on the palate. And I'm reminded of Tim Adams' style. It is very much his style, which is low alcohol, high acidity, bracing, refreshing, crisp, appetising sort of Riesling. It's only 11.5% alcohol, which is quite low for Clare Valley Riesling. So the wine is very refreshing. It's dry, there's no sweetness that's obvious, good length of finish. What have we decided to recommend for the food match? We've decided to snapper kinilaw, which is an Adam Lior recipe. It's a Filipino ceviche of snapper, and sounds like perfect food accompaniment for this wine to me. The wine I'm about to taste is Sons of Eden Freya Riesling 2022 from the Eden Valley. Sons of Eden, of course, the name gives it away. They are very much focused on grapes from the Eden Valley, that high country to the side of the Barossa Valley, slightly elevated, much cooler than the Barossa floor. I'm going to taste it with you now. And the aroma, wow, that is quite exquisite. It really jumps out of the glass, and it's very fragrant, very aromatic. Lots of citrus characters ranging from lemon and lime through to mandarin. Gorgeous. Dried flowers and fresh flowers. You can find all sorts of floral aromas in there, even jasmine, tropical flowers like that. Beautiful, beautiful nose. I could sit and sniff that for quite a while, but I'm going to taste it. And the taste is just as you might expect from the nose. Great intensity of flavour, beautiful line of palate from the beginning to the finish. Evenness, intensity, flow, balance, harmony. Lovely acidity, which is not shrill or strident. It's very much part of the wine, very integrated into the wine. If there's any sweetness there, it's very minor and it's beautifully handled. It's not obvious that there's any sweetness there, although the wine does have a very lifted fruitiness, which makes it gorgeous to drink even though it's so young. It's a very, very young wine indeed. What are we going to eat with a wine like this? Well, we have suggested, with the help of the guys from Sons of Eden, we've suggested a chicken tagine, which includes some fruity notes from citrus in there, which should chime in beautifully with the wine. Good health. If you've enjoyed this, follow us and subscribe to The Real Review.